Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. So if you have any question related to employment and family-based immigration matters, anything about naturalization and citizenship, family law and corporate and civil matters, well, this is the time to call 972-361-0606. हमारी स्टूडियो का नंबर 972-235-5555. For private consultation, do want you all to call Pallavi's front desk manager at 972-361-0606. ahluwalialaw.com is the website to go. And yes, it's time to welcome the guest of the hour, Pallavi Ahluwalia. Good morning, Pallavi. How are you?
A wonderful morning to you, Meetu. A very good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing very fine. Tell me about yourself.
Very well. I'm glad to be here with your Business Matters and to be able to answer questions and interact with our community that has so many questions for so many of us. So very glad to do that every Wednesday. And tomorrow I plan on coming on the air and also patching in with you. And I know that we have had a lot of calls and we have a lot of people that call us and we leave quite a few unanswered questions behind. So this would be for that for every time that I leave and I don't answer all the questions. So I know I have the calls that are starting to come in. Let's start taking calls, Meetu.
All right, let's do that. Going to our first caller. Once again, the number in the studio, 972-235-5555. On Asia Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yes, I am a U.S. citizen. I apply my son. He is over 21 and unmarried. I applied 5 years ago. Then he's in India. He's going on marriage. What do we do?
Okay, so you said you're a U.S. citizen, right?
Yeah.
And you applied under the F1 category, and it's been pending for about 5 years, is what you're saying? So
yes.
Right now for India, the final application dates, because now the visa bulletin reads in two different ways, is February 22nd of 2008. That's the final application date. That means those are the people right now that are getting their green cards, and they're starting the Department of State process for the ones that were filed in 2009. So are you in 2010? When did you file?
Yeah, 2010
Okay.
November.
Okay. So now if you were to move this to a married son or daughter, which means it's going to move to the third category, you have to be aware that it's going to go back by 5 more years, because the family-based third category, which is married sons and daughters of US citizens, right now the people that had filed in June of 2004 are getting their green cards. Okay.
Okay.
And the ones that are starting the Department of State process, which is the DS-230 forms and all of that, is happening for people that had filed in 2005. So for you right now, I would say that if he can remain unmarried for a little bit longer, that would be another year or so, that would be useful. If not, then he would go down to the other category and you'll have to inform the government about the same.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you for your question. 972-235-5555 number in the studio. Going to our next caller. On Asia Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please. On Asia Radio.
Hey,
Yeah, go ahead.
Pallavi, I'm actually filing for my in-laws in India for a visiting visa. I'm actually on a F1 visa.
Okay.
And my wife is on F2 visa. Will I be able to file for them? And I'm actually about to finish my degree and I have my graduation day on December 12th. I want them to be in my graduation day.
Okay, sounds
Will
good.
I be...
Yeah, so it's not, so the visitor visa is not based on your sponsorship as much as it's based on the individuals meeting the requirements of the visit, which means the reason for the visit, which you have very well stated, would be the graduation that they're coming for. Their emotional ties back to the home country and the financial strength in the home country. Those are all the things that they're going to be looking for to make the decision whether they would be coming here and have the likelihood that they would return back to the home country or they'd stay back here or become pending here I'm trying to make is you will send them an invitation related to your graduation, and you can even email them and you can tell them that mom and dad, I want you to come and be here for my graduation. But you don't necessarily have to do the I-134, which is the affidavit of support. That if they have accounts or properties, they should take all the papers that relate to that. If they have things that are proving financially that they're doing well, then those are the things that they should take with them. As a student, it's obvious, since you are the one that is going through here and you're not earning a living here, it would be hard for you to do that I-134, and that may raise a concern also as to how you have the money here, unless you're showing it in your account.
Okay. So if they show the money and then they have to show to how will they know that they are going to come back to go back to India after visiting me? Just the money, or do I have to show me something else also?
No, they're just going to say that they're going to be coming for the graduation and traveling in the US and going back, and that's just the decision that the Department of State makes, and that means the consulate and the officer that's reviewing the application is based on their financials and whether they would come back or they would stay on and become illegal here. So,
okay.
So that's a judgment that's made at that on the spot by the officer who's looking at the numbers there and their file there.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Thank you much.
For your
Thank you
call.
so much, Olavi. It's great having talked to you. Thank you so much.
All the best.
Thank you so much. Once again, we have Pallavi Alubale in the studio answering all your legal questions. So if you have any question in mind, this would be the time to call 972-235-5555. And to get in touch with her beyond the show, you might want to call her front desk manager at 972-361-0606. Their website, aluvalialaw.com. Going to our next caller, Panisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. Good morning. I have a question about the DACA case.
All right, go ahead.
What happened about the case of DACA? Is it still on, or?
Yeah, DACA is, as originally announced in 2012, DACA still exists. It's only the changes that the executive action was going to bring about, and that's the one that has not been implemented yet. For right now, DACA, if you had come into the country, you had been here 5 years, you had come here, when you were a minor, all of those, and you were under the age of 30, all those people that qualify for that group can apply for DACA as well as employment authorization based on that.
Okay. When I came here in 2009, I was underage, and right now I'm 19. So we applied for the DACA case, and it's like our lawyer, she is telling that it's not still there yet, and
so what is
and
it? Is
we
it
are
still pending?
yes.
Is it
It's stuck. It's stuck right now, like our case.
okay? All right. So stuck meaning they're not responding to you.
Yeah,
issued
they're not
a request-
responding, and we paid and everything.
Okay. Have you done? So I'm just going to ask you a few questions. So you were under the age of 31, so you're 19. You said, right?
Yes.
As of June of 2012, and you had come to the US before you reached your 16th birthday.
In 2009.
Yeah. So that's when you came. Is 2009?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so see, that's where there may be an issue. You should have continuously resided in the United States since June 15th of 2007. You required 5 years at the time of 2012 to qualify for this. And that's what may be the issues. If you came into the country in 2009, then that may be the disqualifier for DACA. You may be eligible for that expanded DACA. However, that's not been announced yet. So, as in the executive action did announce it, but then there is a lawsuit that has stemmed the onset of that particular action. So at this point, we're just going to have to wait.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
All the best.
All the very best to you. Moving on to our next caller, Panisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question. Panisha Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hi, yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm asking, I applied for my sister till 2006. I was just wondering how long it's going to take to solve them. Also,
I think I have a muffled line, but let me just ask you real quick here. You said you applied for your sister in 2003. Did I hear 2006? Six. Okay. And which country?
From Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. All right. So right now, siblings who are getting their green cards that were the ones that had filed in March of 2003. So you still have some years to go forward.
I'm sorry, how many years?
3 more years at least for the final option, and two more years for till the Department of State brings the case to your attention. So in 2 years you should hear from the Department of State. So 2004 is what Department of State is start beginning the paperwork, and the people that are getting their green cards right now through sibling category is March 1st of 2003.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
All the best.
All right. Thank you for your call. Going to our next caller, Panisha Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask
Yeah,
your
hi.
question.
I'd just like to ask that I applied for citizenship last week, and how much time does the process take and all?
It takes about 6 to 8 months for your application. You first will receive a receipt notice, and shortly after you're going to get the biometrics, which means fingerprinting. And once you've gone to the application support center and gotten your biometrics done, the government is going to pull a background check on you and see if everything's okay. And if everything's okay is when you'll be set up for an interview. And at the time of the interview, mostly your background check should have cleared, and if you pass the interview, then the next step would be setting you up for an oath ceremony. That may depend on how long it takes to process. If you have a name change, slightly longer. If not, then that usually happens about 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Going to our next caller, Panisha Radio, you are live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, I have a discussion that I'm sponsoring my friend's mother and for I-130, and can I sponsor like my own aunt at the same time, or I have to wait for her to finish her to get her green card and then I can sponsor?
Okay, yeah. So let me say. So you're not sponsoring your aunt's, your friend's aunt, because you can't sponsor or get them here, except that you can provide the financial support, and maybe that's what you're doing, correct? You're doing an affidavit of support?
I'm just doing the sponsorship.
Yes, so yeah, that's the affidavit of support. And yeah, you can do that affidavit of support. Your friend would need to do her own, and then she can take you on as a co-sponsor if she's not meeting the income requirements.
No, I mean like, can I do two people at the same time?
Yeah, you can. You just have to meet the income requirements. It depends on how much money you make and how many dependents you have and how many people you've sponsored in the past. So all of that goes into the calculation as to whether you can sponsor another person after that or not.
Okay, thank you.
All the best.
All right, 972-235-5555 number in the studio. We have Pallavi Aluwalia in the studio to answer all your questions, and do want all of you to know that she will be on the air to answer all your legal questions tomorrow as well. For all the listeners who are not able to get through today, just remember that. Going to our next caller, Panisha Radio, you are live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, how are you?
Yeah, I'm calling because my children, my 3 children born in Canada. My wife is U.S. citizen, and my the younger older daughter is U.S. citizen. I'm U.S. resident. I just want to know how I'm going to get the citizenship for those 3 children. Technically, they are citizen because of my wife, but I don't know how I file it.
Yeah, so, and they were, so your wife was a U.S. citizen when they were born?
Yes.
Okay, so, and was she living here or was she living abroad?
We just moved here in Texas, yeah.
Okay, and you have also attained your citizenship already?
I have a green card.
You have a green card. Okay, and so your wife can apply for the minor children, and what ages are they?
is a 6, 4, and 2.
Okay, so you will have to, so it's acquiring citizenship as minors, and that can be done by filing a form here, and this is going to be the fact that your wife was already a citizen and the kids are minor at this age. So this can be done now that she is living here.
All right.
All right,
Thank you.
no issue. Okay, thanks.
Thank you for your call. Going to our next caller, Fun Asia Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, Misha, this is Mandeep Singh Gill from Salt Lake, Texas. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are things with you?
I'm good, thank you. Is Palvi here? Palvi is good?
Yes, on here. Yes, I'm right, yeah.
Palvi, question for you. A few days ago, you were mentioning about FAQ on the website of the government, and you were saying that they are not considered as binding law.
Right.
But what is the position of the government on the Federal Torts Act when there is information like that on the website and people misconstrue it and interpret it wrongly and they get affected by that?
That's true, but see, whenever there is just a FAQ, that is an interpretation, but it is not coming from the code of federal regulation. When it is the regulation, that's what can be argued, or case law can be argued. The frequently asked questions are taken into consideration, and they are USCIS own interpretations. But if there is an adverse decision that is taken on, then that becomes a little hard. So that's not cannot be quoted.
All right. Thank you for your call, sir. Going to our next caller, Fun Asia Radio. You are live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, my question, I'm currently on S1 and I'm trying to apply for change of status to a H4. So when I'm trying to fill the form, there's one question that I was marked here about my H4 is still not being cancelled when they gave me the H1.
So just a second.
Then you mentioned of USCIS receipt numbers.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you please turn off the radio behind you because we can not hear you properly actually. So please.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So
Okay, are you
I'm
clear with
currently
the
on S1.
Okay,
And
let's
I'm
try.
trying to apply for change of status.
Got it.
I got my son in India this year. They didn't cancel my H4.
Uh-huh.
So then in application, there's one place where I need to enter the UCA receipt number.
Right.
Should I give my husband's H1 receipt number, or would it be my H4 receipt number?
So your current status is that of an H1B, correct?
No, it's currently an S1.
I'm not being able to hear. Is it F1? H1, I'm sorry. I think there is a little bit of muffling. I'll attempt again. So you said you're on an F1. Is it Frank 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Frank 1.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Okay, so you're on an F1 currently, and you're trying to change your status to an H4?
Yeah.
Okay. And the question that you're asking me is, you're getting off your course and you're taking on your H4 currently, correct? So you're applying for a change of status on a form I-539. And,
Yes.
and which is a particular blank that you're asking me a question for? Tell me that question.
Okay, I'll read the question out
Go
to you.
ahead.
It says, this is part 3 processing, where it says, is this application based on an extension or change of status already granted to your spouse, child, or parent?
Yeah, so that would be your...
Yes,
Right. So then it's going to be that particular answer requires you to put in your husband's application because he's the one that has the H1B.
Okay, but the question that follows this, it says, is this application based on a separate petition or application to give your spouse, child, or parent an extension or change your status? So should I just say no there?
Yeah, so he's not right now filing for an extension, correct?
No, the company would be filing an extension for him sometime in Jan. Like his visa is expiring in July.
Okay, so then you are just independently filing, just based, so you're getting your status from now up until July, correct? That's what you're planning on doing? Yes, then that answer would not be a yes, it would be a no.
That will be no, and it will be my husband's receipt number, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you so much.
All the best.
All right, less than 4 minutes to go. Do want you all to be brief when you ask your questions so that we can take as many before we wind up in about 3 minutes' time. Well, going to our next caller, Phanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead and ask your question.
We are next week for citizenship.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're just seeing that your voice is breaking up. Do you want to just see if there's better signal somewhere else and try? I'll try
Hello.
and hear again. So just go ahead.
Next week
No, your voice is breaking up, sir. Let's give just one more shot and then try with our next caller and maybe call us back. Let's see if we can get you.
Okay, we will in the line.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think he's going to try again.
Okay,
Let's
all right.
take the next
I did
one.
not even get that. So yeah, the line was really disturbed. So let's go to our next caller, Phanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question quickly.
Yes, ma'am. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I want to apply my mom and dad.
Okay.
And I have two younger brother and sister too, under 18.
Okay.
So do I have to file a I-30 separate for them, and
Correct. Because their relationship...
they be able to come with mom and dad, or no?
No. So for people that are directly related to you, the law does not allow you to take them on as dependents. You have to separately apply for them. So for the siblings, unfortunately, it's going to be that 10, 12, 13-year wait. And for mom and dad, their immediate relatives. However, mom and dad can come in, get their green card, and then they can apply for your siblings. And if they remain under the age of 21 or unmarried, they'll be either family-based second category A or 2B if they go over the age of 21. And that may just still be the faster option than your application for them. However, just go ahead and apply for them also, and that way they remain pending.
All right, that's all the time we have. I'm feeling bad for the other caller actually. So do want you to know, especially sir, that Pallavi will be on the air tomorrow to answer all your legal queries. So go ahead and remember the number 972-235-5555. And yes, Pallavi Ahluwalia, thank you so much for coming to the studio.
Of course, me too. Thank you, me too, Ganguly. Thank you so much for hosting me. I appreciate it. And also, I think this is for the caller that had the acquisition of citizenship for their minor children. The form, if he's going to be planning on filling it himself or his wife will be, that would be an N600. So just be aware, and that's a form that I didn't mention when he had called, so just wanted to bring that to his attention. But all the best to everybody else. I look forward to being back tomorrow and answering some more questions. And I think I'll get patched in so you can hear me remotely, and I should be still able to answer your questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much for doing this, Pallavi. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you much. Bye-bye.